Hello and welcome into the Lone Star Varsity Postgame Show. Week 11's in the books, as is the regular season. Tonight I'm joined by Michael Labar, our sports clerk. Brian Everett is out on assignment in Muleshoe. This show is brought to you by the University Medical Center and powered by AJ Media. And Michael, thanks for being here, man. A couple of exciting games tonight, and I think we'll just lead off with the big one at Lowry Field. Monterey playing Lubbock High. The Westerners were trying to reach the playoffs with a win against the Plainsmen, plus a little help from their friends at San Angelo Lakeview. Neither of those things happened, but it was a pretty exciting game. It was a return party. Monterey had kickoff return touchdowns of 94 yards and 75 yards. Lubbock High had a return of 82 yards. Pretty good game in that regard. Isaiah Johnson rushes for 254 yards, 39 carries, 4 touchdowns. But ultimately, running back by committee for Monterey and kind of just pulled away after a fairly tight first half, where it was 35-24 heading into the break.
Yeah, I was watching this game that they were covering on Twitter. It seemed like it was this big play after big play. There's not a whole lot of small touchdowns in this one. Everything was 50 yards or 60 yards or 90 yards. It's definitely one of the more exciting games of the season, you'd probably say.
Yeah, you're right. It was a 14-14 game, 3:36 into the game. So it was a lot of fun to cover. I had a really good time at that game, and obviously the Plainsmen are moving on, and Lubbock High's going home. But I thought they played pretty well, considering what they were up against in this game.
Yeah, Coach Ron's got to feel pretty proud of his kids the way they finished this game. And Monterey, they're going to end up playing Amarillo Friday night at 7 p.m. at Dick Bivens, so they're going to have a huge challenge ahead of them in that by-district round.
Speaking of coaches that we talked to both of them for this game, and that's on the recap on LoneStarVarsity.com right now. But we have an interview with Wayne Hutchinson, the head coach from the Plainsmen, after his big win.
Kai made it interesting early in this game, and it seemed like special teams and offense really dug y'all out, and then defense came along and was able to shut down Isaiah Johnson during meaningful time, down the stretch of the first half.
Right, and they did do a good job. They came out and hit a big play at the very beginning, and then they hit some big plays with Johnson, and wow, he's a great little running back. He's the real deal. And you can't simulate that in practice, and it took us a little while to kind of, get used to his type of speed. But I thought we adjusted really well, and I thought we played really solid after the half. And like you said, we shot ourselves in the foot on special teams, but at the same time, our special teams came up big and dug us out of that hole.
Another big game, just reverting back to Thursday night. Lubbock Coronado wins the outright District 4 5A championship, which these two teams were competing against. 34-31, Gage Urias kicks a field goal with 3 seconds left. Amelin Cooper tries a hook and ladder, doesn't really go anywhere, and that's how the game ended. And great competition for Coronado before heading up into bi-district play. Probably the second best team in that district they faced in their final game before hopping into bi-district playoff action.
Yeah, and if you looked at the end of the game, it was a bunch of, Coronado scores a touchdown, Abilene Cooper scores a touchdown, then Coronado drives into field goal range for that game-winning kick. It was just a lot of clutch plays by the Mustangs there. You could tell they really wanted this 10-0 season.
It was funny. I was working during this game, but checking in, and it seemed like one team would be out ahead, and then the other team. There must have been 3 ties in this game.
Yeah, I know that early on, Abilene Cooper took the lead, and you kind of had thought, is Coronado going to be able to pull this out? But in the end, they were able to.
So Coronado, first seed in the Division 1 5A playoffs. Congratulations to the Mustangs. Perfect season. 10-0, first time in school history.
And they will end up playing Randall in that by-district round. The details not yet out, but that's who their opponent is, it looks like.
Up next, Brian's game. He was up in Muleshoe tonight to see Shallowater win the District 1 3A Division 1 championship outright.
Hi, I'm out here in Muleshoe where the Shallowater just won the outright district championship with a 35-0 win over the Mules. After a rocky start, some turnovers, the Mustangs were able to get it done and put up big numbers in the second quarter to win this one overall.
They went 5-0 and they got a 35-0 win against Muleshoe. This is a team that I feel like gets better and better each week. No losses to 3As, their sole loss to Estacado, which I think everyone in this building thinks could be a serious regional contender at the 4A Division 1 level.
Oh, absolutely, and you could tell with Shallowater, they progressed throughout the season. Like, they inserted new parts. You saw Braxton Gerard started carrying the ball late there. You had Colby Wood earlier making plays. He went down. Next guy steps up. Just a great coaching job by Brian Wood this year.
Brody Hendrick had 125 rushing yards tonight. Always a nice thing to see because
you never know who's going to rush the ball for them.
You really don't. And Cutter Sparks got worked a lot last week. It's nice to run the football with your quarterback, but it also is terrifying when you run the football with your quarterback. So seeing Brody Hendrick go for more than 100 yards, definitely a welcome sight. Only thing about this game that really stands out as a red flag is that the two teams combined for 185 penalty yards. You don't want that.
Yeah, I think both these teams are hoping to clean that up before their district, or their by-district rounds. We have Shallowwater against Grape Creek, and the Muleshoe will face Crane in that by-district.
And then finally, the game that George Watson was at tonight, Lubbock Cooper, which needed a win to make the playoffs. It got that. It was I believe 65-14.
Yeah, from the start, it was just all Cooper. I think it was like 16-0 in the first 5 minutes. You could just tell Cooper really wanted this win. There was just no way they were going to miss the playoffs this season.
Yeah, they needed that win. Obviously, had a tiebreaker against Lubbock High, got it done. And really, I'd say that they're, I know that Lakeview, obviously ended the season winless, and it's tough for them, and they're going to be dropping down to 4A. But don't just say it's just because they were playing Lakeview, because I think Cooper has been playing really good football the past couple of weeks.
I mean, they're just in a tough district. When you have to face Monterey, Abilene, Cooper, and Coronado, it's really difficult to get a win in this division, or in this district.
Especially when you're 500 students short of those enrollment numbers.
Exactly.
So I think they have a chance in the playoffs. I think they've got a chance in their by-district game. Jake Kirkpatrick, he's been injured. He's a prospective Division I kind of guy, kind of borderline right now, but I think they're optimistic he's going to find a home at the Division I university before it's all said and done. He made his return. Unfortunately, left the game early with a leg injury. We don't really know the extent of that or how bad it is. It could be very minor. We'll check into that over this weekend.
I think hopefully for everybody's sakes, he's comebacks against Dumas next week, which is their opponent in the by-district round.
Absolutely. With those games out of the way, I think we're just going to kind of run around and go over scores and playoff pairings.
All right. Well, first off, we had Plainview defeated Canyon 38-28. They clinched the playoff spot, gained the 4th seed. They will end up facing Abilene Cooper 7 p.m. Friday at Friendship. Another big one, we had Sundown New Deal. A little bit of an upset here. Sundown defeats New Deal 29-27. Sundown touchdown late to convert the 2-point conversion. New Deal strikes back, but unable to convert their conversion there. 3-way tie for that District 2-2A. New Deal gets the point differential, so they end up being the 1 seed. They're going to face Sunray. Abernathy will face Panhandle 7 p.m. Friday at River Road. Sundown will face West Texas, and then that 4th team, Florida, since they won Olton, they end up getting the 4th seed. They will end up facing Stratford.
Right, you can see 2A Division I sweeping their by-district opponents.
Yeah, you could very well see this, especially like Hill Center didn't make the playoffs, unfortunately for them, but they started out 5-0. That tells about how tough that district was.
And then just continuing on, anything else stand out tonight?
A few things here and there. We had Slade defeat 49-42. They lock up the 3 seed, a high-scoring affair there. Lockney defeated Crossington 30-28. They clinched that 4th seed. Crossington, unfortunately for them, eliminated. And then Dahoka defeated Plains 30-22. They get that 4th seed. They will face a tough Bovina team 7:30 Friday at Littlefield.
Yeah, Bovina got a big win against Sudan tonight. I believe the score in that one was 42-17. Not close.
Yeah, Sudan ended up getting the 3 seed. They're going to end up facing Seagraves, looks like, in the playoffs.
With all that said, just want to thank you guys for coming in so late. This show is brought to you by the University Medical Center, powered by AJ Media. Go to LoneStarVarsity.com. We've got our recaps up. We're going to have box scores up soon. Just everything about Week 11 that you could want will be there. Unfortunately, no podcast this weekend. The equipment is out in Dallas. Brad Tollefson, who does the process, is working with some Estacado people, so that's where that's going to be. Should have a good opening round of the playoff, the process for you guys on LoneStarVarsity.com on Tuesday. So thank you very much. Have a great night and have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.